First at noon, President Trump is making deals at every stop along his tour of the Middle East, and that includes making decisions that upends decades of American foreign policy. Gabe Gutierrez has more from Washington.
President Trump in Qatar today for the second leg of his Middle East trip, a visit focused on resetting relationships and striking deals.
But we've been friends for a long time, and this is an outstanding man.
With the country he accused of harboring terrorists in his first term. Today, a different tone.
We have the best equipment anywhere in the world. You're buying a lot of that equipment.
The emir signing an agreement to buy up to 210 Boeing jets from the U.S. amid that controversial gift from Qatar, a $400 million luxury jet the president says he wants to use as Air Force One, drawing bipartisan backlash.
The plane poses significant espionage and surveillance problems, so we'll see how this issue plays out, but I certainly have concerns.
Earlier in Saudi Arabia, a remarkable face-to-face meeting. The president greeting the new leader of Syria, Ahmed al-Sharaa, a rebel leader who ousted the former dictator of the war-torn country.
He's got a real shot at pulling it together.
President Trump ending sanctions that had been in place for decades. That sparked celebrations in the streets of Syria. The president now weighing a stop in Turkey, where talks to end the war in Ukraine will begin Thursday. Ukrainian President Zelensky will attend, but it's not clear if Russian President Putin will.
I don't know if he's showing up. I know he would like me to be there, and that's a possibility. If we could end the war, I'd be thinking about that.
So while it's still up in the air whether President Trump will join the talks in Turkey, he is scheduled to wrap up his Middle East trip tomorrow in the United Arab Emirates. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, Hawaii Senator Brian Schatz is among those to rebuke the president's plan to accept the jet. He's leading a group of 27 Democratic senators in a resolution condemning the plans. Schatz says it poses a threat to the office of the president.
I remain flabbergasted that this thing is not going to pass. I remain completely aghast. This is the most blatant, obvious, ridiculous, gross corruption that I've ever seen in my entire life. By dollar amount, by symbolism, by violating constitutional and statutory law, and also just violating you don't have to be, I'm not a lawyer. You don't have to be all fancy pants to understand how ridiculous it is that a foreign government is going to say, hey, we'll take care of Air Force One for you.
Lawmakers say they're not backing down from efforts to block it. And former Hawaii Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard, who is now the Director of National Intelligence for the Trump administration, has fired the top two career officials leading the National Intelligence Council. Acting Chair Mike Collins and his deputy Maria Langen-Rykoff were dismissed yesterday. Gabbard has vowed to root out what she calls the politicization of the intelligence community. Now, the firings follow an assessment from the NIC that undercut the Trump administration's key argument for invoking the Alien Enemies Act to speed up deportations. Well, Kauai voters will be selecting a new mayor next year, and today a very familiar face is throwing his hat in the ring. Former Mayor Bernard Carvalho wants his old job back, and he's set to make an official announcement tonight at the Kauai War Memorial Convention Hall. Carvalho is currently on the county council, but served as mayor from 2008 to 2018. And also considering a run is County Council Chair Mel Raposo, who has been a longtime public servant on the Garden Isle. He last ran for mayor in 2018 and lost Derek Kawakami, who is terming out. Earlier this month, Raposo launched an exploratory committee for a potential mayoral campaign, but says he intends to jump into the race. Well, have you seen this young man? Honolulu Crime Stoppers needs your help finding Elijah Ograseg. HPD says the 24-year-old was emotionally distraught when he was last seen in the Moanalua area on May 13th during the early morning hours. His family and friends are worried about his safety and well-being. He's described as 6 feet tall, 175 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. He was last seen in a red Ohio State hoodie, gray shorts, and pink Crocs. If you see him, please call police. And this just in, Honolulu police are searching for the suspects in an armed robbery at a Nuuanu home last night. Officials say just before 11 p.m., 4 men were armed with multiple firearms when they entered the home, where there was a social poker game underway. The suspects demanded money and property from the group, then fled. No one was injured, but if you have any information, please call police. New developments on the road rage suspect we've been covering all week. The state says Nathaniel Radamak got a beating behind bars and he needed to be rushed to an emergency room. The 38-year-old suffered face and torso injuries after he was attacked by other inmates in a housing unit at the Halawa Correctional Facility yesterday. Radamak, who has a record of multiple assaults in California, is facing 3 felony charges for allegedly attacking a woman and her mother on Halekuila Street last Wednesday. And another woman says he tried to hit her at a gym in Kahala last month. Radamak is due back in court tomorrow. Life in prison. That's the sentence for a 78-year-old Maui man for a brutal killing more than 40 years ago in California. Gary Ramirez was convicted for the murder of 15-year-old Karen Stitt in 1982 in Sunnyvale, about 40 miles south of San Francisco. The teen was sexually assaulted and stabbed 59 times. The case went unsolved until 3 years ago when DNA linked Ramirez to the crime. He pleaded no contest in February. Ramirez's life sentence does include a chance of parole. Hawaii's governor says he will sign a bill to restructure the Hawaii Tourism Authority to make the new boss answer to him. The bill awaiting his signature will remove the HTA's independence, so its board will now recommend a CEO who will be confirmed by the Senate and will report to the governor. The board members will also no longer set tourism policy, but act as advisors. This all comes after recent controversies over insider deals at the convention center and offensive remarks by HTA executive Isaac Choi, who's now on leave.
It's a hot mess over there. I'm going to put in some advisors that are going to be a lot more thoughtful about how we proceed.
To me, whether we're policy advisory, there's still a need for a Hawaii Tourism Authority to be able to guide policy, to advise on policy. And in this particular new model, that person will be reporting to the governor. That's great. That'll bring the governor into direct discussion with the Hawaii Tourism Authority, which I think is a good thing.
The new HTA board will also include more representatives from communities and people impacted by tourism, as well as tourism experts. Well, if you're one of the thousands of people who lost cell phone and internet service over the weekend in Windward, Oahu, we found out why. You're looking at exclusive photos obtained by H&N Investigates of vandalized fiber optic cables. Photographs snapped by Hawaiian telecom workers show multiple fiber optic cables cut in two, and the damaged lines were discovered at around 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon near Heia State Park. Officials say impacts from this act of vandalism were felt from Waimanalo to Laie.
Think of a fiber optic cable like the highway that carries all your phone calls, text messages, and internet data at the speed of light. When it's cut, it's like shutting down the main freeway. Suddenly, nothing can get through. This attack shows how exposed these physical sites really are.
Now, H&N Investigates asked Hawaiian telecom officials what the company is doing to protect its critical infrastructure. A spokesperson says it's not practical to monitor utility poles across the state, so our solution is to build a redundant network to minimize the impact on service to customers when these types of incidents occur. Meanwhile, Honolulu police are still searching for whoever deliberately cut those lines. Sean Combs' sex trafficking and racketeering trial is in its third day. The prosecution introduced disturbing new evidence, including graphic photos from their star witness who says she endured years of physical and sexual abuse at the hands of the music mogul. Bradley Blackburn has more from New York.
The mother of Sean Diddy Combs returned to court Wednesday with his 2 sons, where they heard more graphic testimony about the music mogul from his ex-girlfriend. A visibly pregnant Cassie Ventura testified that Combs ruined her 29th birthday by pressuring her into a drug-fueled sex marathon that night and would often threaten to release videos of their many encounters if she didn't comply. Jurors were shown a selfie Ventura took following the infamous 2016 incident captured on hotel security cameras when she tried to leave a so-called freak-off, showing a visibly swollen lip and shades she says covered a black eye. In another violent incident in 2013, the R&B singer says Combs attacked her inside her apartment while her friends were there. She says she sustained a, quote, pretty significant gash on the side of her eyebrow, and that one of Combs' security guards later took her to a Beverly Hills plastic surgeon to suture her injury. The prosecution alleges the music mogul ran a criminal enterprise in which he abused, controlled, and drugged victims to coerce them into sex.
It's a complicated story.
Criminal defense attorney Caroline Polisi says Combs' legal strategy depends on consent.
When you have instances in which there has been consensual sex, it becomes very difficult for prosecutors to point to enough evidence to show that it tips over the line from consent to illegal behavior.
The defense has conceded Combs had violent outbursts, but maintains he's not guilty of the charges he's facing, including sex trafficking and racketeering. They argue Ventura was a smart and capable woman who chose to participate in what Combs viewed as consensual sexual encounters. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
And let's take a look outside in our first alert weather forecast. 84 degrees right now. East northeasterlies around 16 miles per hour, so a little bit breezy out there. You can see a beautiful day out on our live tower cam. A little bit of cloud cover expected around 4 to 6 p.m. We've got a really weak upper level disturbance across the state. This is going to be giving us a better chance for those showers and a little bit of an increased cloud cover. You can actually see some of those showers on our first alert radar and satellite right now. A few sprinkles out there. We're going to take it closer to Oahu. Over the last hour or so, we've actually seen some showers along the northern portions of the Ko'olau, so moving in towards Laie and over the mountains, and maybe a few sprinkles moving in towards the central portions of the island. Over on Maui County, a few showers moving in near Hana, but it's been relatively quiet over near Hawaii Island and Kauai so far. I'll give you a further breakdown on this in my full forecast coming up.
Graduating high school seniors off to college are staring down sticker shock. I'm Michael George with tips for families and why it may not be as expensive as you think.
Also ahead on This Is Now, senators grill FAA leaders on what the agency is doing to improve the safety of air travel as airports prepare for the busy Memorial Day rush. Capitol Hill, FAA officials testified today before a Senate committee to address concerns about air safety, air traffic controller shortages, and outdated technology. Lawmakers on both sides want answers following a string of delays, cancellations, and tech issues at Newark Liberty International Airport, including a complete radar outage for 90 seconds. Now, the agency says it's working on a short-term fix that includes technical repairs and cutting flights to reduce congestion while dealing with a shortage of controllers.
So I guess what I'm trying to get at is during those 90 seconds, was there a significantly heightened danger to the flying public?
I don't believe there was a heightened significant danger to the flying public. But with that being said, from where I sit, we want to remove all risk to the flying public.
Also confirmed that a hotline connecting the Pentagon Air Traffic Control to FAA controllers has been offline for more than 3 years. Families are celebrating graduating high school seniors this spring, and many are staring down upcoming college tuition payments. Michael George introduces us to one family navigating those new costs.
So I chose to make mine a library.
New Jersey high school senior Noah Zilberschlag will begin a 5-year architecture degree at the University of Oregon this fall.
We are now leaving the student union.
Noah says she knew she made the right choice when she visited the campus with her father. But committing to a college followed careful research with her family to determine what they could afford.
We quickly realized that the private schools we couldn't afford that, and that even the large public universities, we were worried about that.
According to the College Board, the average 4-year tuition at private universities is $43,350. Public in-state tuition is about $11,000 and jumps to $30,000 for out-of-state students.
Still a lot higher than it was 30 years ago, but it has not been rising rapidly in the most recent years.
Higher education economist Sandy Baum says students also have to shoulder rising housing and food prices, which colleges can't control. But she says there is help to tame tuition sticker shock.
The federal government gives low and moderate income students Pell Grants. Many states have pretty generous state grant programs, and many institutions with ample endowments give a lot of institutional aid.
Navigating that aid varies greatly by institution and individual. Financial experts say the best way to save for college is through a 529 plan, and every state has one.
You put the money in, it grows without any taxes, and if you take the money out later and pay for a qualified education expense, no tax on all the accumulation.
Noah has a 529. She received a merit-based scholarship from the University of Oregon and a small unsubsidized government loan. She also has something money can't buy.
I'm very, very grateful to have a great support system.
A gift that will really aid her college journey. Michael George, CBS News, Summit, New Jersey.
And stick around, your First Alert 7-day forecast is coming up after the break. We're tracking breezy trades and a couple of showers.
First Alert Weather with Drew Davis.
Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. Let's break down our First Alert weather headlines. Of course, we're in a very summer-like pattern here in Hawaii. We've got breezy trades and a couple of windward showers out there. We're actually seeing a little bit of rainfall make its way towards the central portions of Oahu. Taking a closer look at Thursday, starting out as always over on Kauai, we've got scattered showers and partly sunny conditions. You'll notice a few chances for windward showers out there across each island. And moving down the island chain to the gathering place, 86 in town, 85 in Kapolei, a little bit cooler over in Kaneohe, a few chances for showers, and of course the trade's keeping us a little bit cooler. East-northeasterlies between 10 to 20 miles per hour, sometimes gusting closer to 20 to 25. 82 in Kaunakakai, 78 in Lanai City, a little bit sunny and breezy over Maui County. 87 in Kahului tomorrow, very warm. 85 in Kihei, and then better chance for showers over in Hana. Wind gusts getting closer to 25 miles per hour. The Kona side of Hawaii Island, a little bit foggy out there with these east-northeasterlies blowing all of the fog away from Hawaii Volcanoes National Park and towards the southwestern portions of the island. Scattered showers and partly sunny over on the Hilo side, and then easterlies a little bit weaker between 5 to 10, maybe sometimes closer to 15 miles per hour. A little bit cloudy on the northern portions of Hawaii Island and some spotty showers and breezy conditions. You can see in our First Alert Futurecast as we're going forward, still seeing a lot of cloud cover across the state, partly sunny at times. You might see some, especially throughout each afternoon, a better chance for some sunshine out there and some moisture riding in along the trades as we're going forward into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, the best chance for showers will be in the overnight and early morning, but a few showers, mostly light, will be able to stick around throughout each afternoon. Just a quick look at our First Alert radar and satellite again. Again, we were seeing some showers along the Ko'olau, at least the northern portions of the Ko'olau, now impacting Kahuku and over in Laie over the last hour or so. Maui County seeing showers moving in from the east towards Hana, and then Hawaii Island. We may see a few sprinkles actually over near Kailua Kona. Some of the leeward cloud cover over there is sticking around this afternoon. Kauai relatively quiet, but indicated by this these cloud covers on the northern portions of the island. Maybe a few sprinkles coming down in Honolulu. Our surf and shoreline forecast: north-facing shores around 1 to 3, west-facing shores 1 to 3 this afternoon, and that south-facing shore continues to drop around 2 to 4 feet. Choppy out on east-facing shores. And here's your First Alert 7-day forecast. Mahalo to Michelle for sending in that wonderful background photo of Waikiki. A few showers today, Thursday, breezy, sunny on Friday, and a better chance for some showers as we go into the weekend. right, time for some good news now. It's one of the most inspiring events of the year.
Yeah, adaptive surfers from around the world are back in Waikiki this week for the World Championships. Casey Lund takes us there.
Aloha from Waikiki Beach. This is one of my favorite events, my favorite competitions to cover. Last year, the weather was pretty rough. It was blowing things around, and I think I had to modify some of the events a little bit too, but beautiful conditions here today. The competition actually starts Friday. The grand opening, grand ceremony, I should say, to kick things off is tomorrow night. And then again, there is a big world premiere for Josh Coble's documentary, Finding True North. That is happening on Friday from 7 to 9 at the Alohilani Resort. So you want to make sure you check that out. It's absolutely free. As I lose my voice here, while I still got a little gas in the tank, I want to introduce you to Charlie Chaka Webb with us. For those that aren't familiar with you, and a lot of people are, we were just sitting here and a gentleman from Colorado recognized you. I know you've had an impact on the sport, but can you share with people that may not know you, your story, how you hurt yourself, and then how you found surfing again?
Sure. Charles Webb, Stoke for Life Foundation. I was injured in 1986 in a motorcycle accident, have a T7/8 spinal cord injury, was, embedded in surfing and kind of fell out of that for about 2 decades. Found adaptive surfing through Steve Bainey at Infinity Surfboards, and just it took off from there, and was just came here in 2013, and this event had a huge impact on my life, and started Stoke for Life in 2015, and we started the U.S. Open Adaptive Surfing Championships in 2017, and that rolled into the Association of Adaptive Surfing Professionals in 2022. So here we are in our 4th year, and we're rocking it out. So.
Yeah, and I'm genuinely always excited to cover this, just because seeing you folks interacting with each other, it just seems like such a family, happy vibe down here.
Yeah, it's a community. We're in Ohana. We can travel to Australia or Oceanside or Costa Rica or here in Hawaii, and when it's on in the water, it's on in the water.
Yeah.
But when these guys see each other and they haven't seen each other for 6 months, a year, whatever, it's all love, it's all aloha, it's all Stoke, whatever words you want to put on it. But the adaptive community, man, it's full of warriors, it's full of fighters, it's full of people that are overcoming, achieving, and just doing the thing, and they appreciate warrior sees warrior, iron sharpens iron, so they love each other. But man, when it's out in the water, it's on out in the water. So
found a whole new world of friends, family, like you said, Ohana.
Absolutely.
So, Charlie, thank you so much for being with us, brother.
Thank you, sir.
The grand ceremony, the opening ceremony, I should say, happening tomorrow. Friday, the movie premiere, Finding True North, 7 to 9 at the Alohilani Resort. All the details online at hawaiinewsnow.com. We'll send things back to you for now.
Thank you so much, Kay. So inspiring. Love to see it. Thanks for watching, everybody. More news first at 4 right here on KHNL.